سلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فقاتل في سبيل الله لا تكلف إلا نفسك وحرض المؤمنين عسى الله أن يكف بأس الذين كفروا والله أشد بأسا وأشد تنكيلا صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Nisa, this is ayah 84. So this refers to a very specific context where we have heard that the first open fight between the Muslims and Kuffar after the immigration of Muslims to Medina was Badr, at the place of Badr, which is famously known as Ghazwatul Badr. The second one was Uhud, at the place of Uhud. And as the army of Kuffar was going back to Makkah for no apparent reason, because they had apparently pushed back the Muslims and they had caused severe damage to Muslims. 70 of the Sahaba were shuhada on that day. There was a conversation that took place between the leader of the Quraysh, who was Abu Sufyan. So when they had retreated, the Muslims had retreated, the Prophet ﷺ was hurt, there was other Sahaba who were wounded and they had retreated from the battleground. The Quraysh also went to the other side and called out, Abu Sufyan called out that does Muhammad ﷺ live among you? And the Prophet ﷺ told the Sahaba to stay quiet. Then he asked, does Ibn Abi Quhafa, which refers to Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu because his father's name was Abi Quhafa, does Ibn Abi Quhafa live among you? The Prophet ﷺ had the Muslims stay quiet. Then he said, does Umar live among you? And still the Muslims stayed quiet. So then he happily cried out that definitely they have all been killed. If they were living, they would have answered. So at this, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, and we told this before, the Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu called out after him and said that, O enemy of Allah, the stuff, the things that are going to cause you pain and the people that are going to cause you pain still is alive. We are alive here and the stuff to cause you pain is still alive. So basically what is going to agonize you is still alive. Our life agonizes you, so we are still alive. So he said that he started calling out, chanting the greatness of his lords. First he called out about Hubal. So the Sahaba called out that Allah is great. He said Hubal is great and the deen of Hubal made survive. So the Sahaba called out that Allah is great and may the deen of Allah survive. Then he called out that we have Uzza and you do not have Uzza. Uzza was a famous idol, a big idol they worshipped, but also Uzza literally means the one who has respect, Izzat. So the Sahaba called out that Allahu Maulana wala Maula lakum. Allah is our caretaker, our guardian, and you do not have a guardian. Ni'mal Mawla wa Ni'mal Nasir. Allah is the best guardian, the best caretaker, and the best supporter, the best help. Then he said that this was a return to you guys, to the Muslims, for the day of Badr. So we have repaid for you. So now the score is basically even between you and us. And he said that fighting or wars are like that. They have ups and downs. Someday you are going to win, someday we are going to win. So the Sahaba responded, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu responded that no, you and us are not equal and you and us can never be equal, because the people who have become shuhada today, we killed your 70 in Badr. He was referring to how the Muslims killed 70 of the Kuffar, the leaders of Kuffar in Badr. So today they had repaid by killing 70 Sahaba, na'uzubillah, making them martyrs. So he said that the people who have died on our side, they have gone to Jannah and your people have gone to Jahannam. The second sentence that he had said, that the war is such a thing that it has ups and downs, this is actually a fact. So there was no response given to that, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself has said, Tilka al-ayyamu nudawiluha bayna nas. These are days that we keep on turning, changing between people. So not a single side is going to be always victorious. Then he said, before leaving, he said that he actually called Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu closer. So the Prophet ﷺ permitted the Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu to go close and see what he says. So he said that, swear by Allah, is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam alive among you? The Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu said, yes, he's very much alive and he's listening to what we are saying here. So then he said that next year we are going to fight again at the place of Badr, at the point of Badr. And with that promise, the Prophet ﷺ also promised that yes, we will come and we'll fight you. We'll meet you at Badr next year. So then they went back and the Sahaba came back to Medina. When the next year came, so this second Badr is called Badr Sughra or Badr Mauood, the promised Badr. When the next year came, the Muslims had barely recovered from the losses of Uhud, and they were still many of them were weak. So when the Prophet ﷺ invited them that we have promised that we will meet them at Badr and fight them, so we will not show weakness and let's start moving towards Badr to fight these people. Some of the weak Muslims, they and the Munafiqeen, they did not want to go at that time. So they showed some resistance. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent down this ayah to the Prophet ﷺ, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the Prophet ﷺ, فَقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ لَا تُكَلَّفُ إِلَّا نَفْسَكَ. So fight in the way of Allah. You are not responsible, لَا تُكَلَّفُ, you have not been burdened with the load of anyone, إِلَّا نَفْسَكَ, except for yourself. In here is a meaning, is a recommendation of the Prophet ﷺ that even if you have to go alone fighting in the path of Allah, you should go. وَحَرِّضُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, but also persuade the believers. وَحَرِّضُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, also persuade the believers. So this is the reality, that whoever is doing good, every single person is responsible for their own self. Every single person is responsible for their own self. Even the highest of the preachers, whose purpose was to be and to come in this world was to preach others and put others on the right path. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, La tukallafu illa nafsak. We have not burdened you with the load of anyone else except you, yourself, your own self. وَحَرِّضِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. However, the command is that you should also encourage and prepare the believers. But as long as and when that is done, you are not responsible for them. You will not be answerable for them when you have encouraged them. عَسَى اللَّهُ أَن يَكُفَّ بَأْسَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. It is likely that Allah will prevent the mischief of those who disbelieve. So what happened in reality was that the kuffar did not want to come to Badr that next year either. So Abu Sufyan, what he did, so here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the Prophet ﷺ did not know about it that time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him hope that even if you go out with a small army, or even if you have to go alone yourself, it is possible, it is likely, it is probable that looking at this state, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of the mischief of the kuffar himself. And this is what happened. Abu Sufyan did not want to come. So he sent there was people who used to trade between Makkah and other places. So there was a trading caravan. He sent a message through them, or encouraged that trader to go into Medina and spread the news that Abu Sufyan has gathered a great army and he is going to come to Badr to fight the Muslims for the second Badr. And the thinking was, his hope was that Muslims will be afraid and will not move. That, such a big army is coming, so let's not go there. The reverse happened. When he spread that news, Muslims stood up and started chanting, like we say, naare lagana. They started chanting slogans about the greatness of Allah and started to prepare for fight. And went out for Badr. But Abu Sufyan did not intend to come and he did not come. When the Prophet ﷺ reached Badr, the Prophet ﷺ stayed there for certain days, I think a full week, if I remember correct, or at least 3 days. And there was a trading fair going on at that time. So Muslims used that opportunity to, Muslims were like that, they would, although they had gone for war, but they used that opportunity to trade and gain benefits. So they made profits there, and the army of kuffar never showed up. And Abu Sufyan sent a message that this year is not of fighting for us, we are in a very bad shape ourselves. So this happened, and this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said as well. Asallahu an yakuffa ba'sa alladhina kafaru. That it is likely that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will prevent the mischief of those who disbelieve. Wallahu ashaddu ba'san wa ashaddu tankila. Allah is the strongest in power, wa ashaddu tankila, and the mightiest in punishment. So these people wanted to show their strength. Allah is the more stronger one. Allah is the strongest. Wa ashaddu tankila, and they think they are going to harm you. Allah is the greatest in punishment, in punishing people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to, in this world as well and in the hereafter as well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to show them who's in power, who's in control. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, as-salatu was-salamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.